A really important thing to understand as you're coming out of bad relationships is we have to be willing to accept our part, our role in those bad situations if we want to break the cycle. And I think this is very important for me to say right now because I plan on posting a lot more content related to some of what I went through and a lot more stories having to do with my personal experiences. And some of that may not come across in those stories because it would take a little bit out of it if I stopped every story and said, okay, this is partially my fault. But it can be really easy when you walk out of a toxic relationship, whether it's abusive or whether it's, psychologically bad or whatever it is, whether it's controlling, it's all kind of abuse. But it can be really easy when you're walking out of those. And honestly, it's part of the healing process to hit the fuck you mode and to just be like, you know, this person did this person did this person did this. But if we stop right there and that's as far as we go, then we're not going to have the healing experience of saying, okay, yes, I was in this bad situation and this person was not a good person for me, but I got myself there. And that's extremely important to understand. There is something in you that not put yourself in a bad spot, right? But there's something in you that got you into that position and got you confused and got you stuck. And it doesn't mean that you're a bad person. That doesn't mean that at all. But where is the unworthiness that you're experiencing? Where is the low self esteem coming up? Where's the insecurity? Where is the part of you that did not walk away when you had all the red flags come up? Because there were red flags. There were red flags the whole time. I know that for me, the first relationship, a lot of the red flags were right after we got married. But there were absolutely red flags that popped up beforehand that I didn't want to see. The fact that he could not hold down a job. The fact that a little while before we got married, like a month before or something, there was a party that we went to, and I came home early because I was tired, and then I had this full panic attack. I couldn't get him on the phone. Something was wrong, right? One of his friends, not one of my girlfriends, one of his male friends came to me later and said, hey, I saw him with another woman at that party, and they were definitely not just hanging out after you left. And I had this insecurity and this feeling of stuckness and this fear of having screwed up. An actual fear in me that I made a mistake that I did not want to back down. And I got so mad at that person. I kicked them out of our wedding. I sent them away. I told them I don't want anything to do with you ever. I'm so pissed at you. That person was trying to help me out. And they may not have been the best person either, but that doesn't really matter, does it? That person actually stepped in and said, hey, I think you need to know this. And I freaked out and said, no, you're the problem. There were red flags. I was too insecure to see them. I didn't want to know that I made a mistake. I didn't want to have to say, hey, this is a bad idea. And I'd already known it was a bad idea. I knew long before that. The second relationship, there were red flags within the first few weeks. And again, you get stuck. So it's really important when you're walking out the door of this relationship, when you have finally said enough is enough, you've got to take the time to figure out what it is in you that got you there and not beat yourself up, right? If you're dealing with feelings of unworthiness, if you didn't get loved the way that you felt like you needed to as a kid, if you were constantly like having to be perfect, and so you feel like you have to perform for other people, so you felt like that relationship was going to be the one that matched with your picture perfect life, and obviously that didn't work out. Whatever the situation is, don't beat yourself up about that. We've got to work on how to love ourselves out of that, because what I don't want you to do is to walk straight into another one like I did. And if you do, don't beat yourself up, but learn to walk away faster every time. Because the truth is that there are wonderful, healthy relationships out there for you. Really amazing things that are waiting for you to be able to experience them. And you just have to be able to break this cycle to get there. Everything out there that's good for other people, every life experience, right? Maybe everyone is not for you, right? Like maybe you decide you don't want to have kids in this lifetime or whatever it is, or you don't want to go be a CEO of a company. I definitely don't want to go own some major giant company, but everything out there that you see people experiencing and you think, that is awesome, and I wish that was for me. It can be. You've just got to break your toxic cycles, and you've got to own up to the pieces of them that are related to you so that you can learn and grow and experience all the amazing things out there that the earth has to offer for you. And there are just so many wonderful things. I never, ever, ever thought I would be where I'm at now. And no, maybe it's nowhere near where I want to be. But I have a beautiful life. I have amazing kids who are so kind and compassionate and smart. I have a very loving family, a family where before I felt like I was shunned by them, and now I see that I'm supported by them. Because I got out of these things and because I broke these patterns. And as the people around me see me breaking these patterns, some are going to fall off, right? Because I'm not going to be aligned with them anymore. And others are going to learn to love and cherish me the way that I need to be loved and cherished. So don't be afraid to go there. Yes, when you first leave, there's going to be a portion of your time that is for healing purposes, a big fuck you moment where you hate on that person and where you're so angry with that person because of what they put you through, and that is okay. But then take the time to say, okay, how did I get myself here? Don't rush into another relationship right away. I know it's tempting, and there will probably be one right there to tempt you. But we have to at least start working on that, so if we step into that relationship, can not just see the red flags, but know how to respond to them and know how to find the pieces of ourselves that need healing so that those red flags are no longer brought into our lives. So that's your message for today. I love you. I hope you have a great day. And I will talk to you soon.